climbing can be difficult sometimes because of just how many concepts you need to know. Concepts that you don't necessarily understand, or maybe you do understand them but can't execute them properly in practice, among many other things. But what if I told you that you can influence your climb before the game has even begun? Ask yourself this question. After you have played your first game of the day, do you instantly queue up? If the answer is yes, then chances are that you are slowing down your climb. What do I mean by this? Let's take an example to look at to help you understand what I'm trying to say. So here is a little bit of my op.gg, and as you can see I had a little bit of a lose streak. And now, let me ask you, do you see anything that stands out in this picture? Anything? So all of these games are losses, right? And if you take a little bit of a closer look at the games, you can see that 2 out of 4 games that I played had the 3 same teammates on my team. Now I'm not saying that I played perfectly by any means, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't have been a part of why we lost those games. I was. But I'm also not saying that having these same players on my team that I had the first game in the next game wouldn't have contributed to the loss of that game. So now you might ask, how did this happen? Why did I get those same players on my team? 2 games in a row. During that time, after the first game occurred, I queued up instantly. You should not do that. Instead, to remedy this, you should wait around 5 minutes after the game, maybe drink some water, stare into the distance from your window, anything to make the time pass. What does this achieve? You let your mind rest for a moment, and in case your teammates from the game that you just played are going to keep playing, then they'll just queue up immediately. But you are the one who's going to wait, and then by doing that, you ensure that you're not going to get the same players from your previous game on your team the next game. Now, you might be thinking, what if I have a really good player? Wouldn't I want to queue up immediately so I could get them on my team again? Well, for the sake of consistency, it's better to just wait 5 minutes after every game. You could get that really good player on the enemy team, for all who knows. So even if I had a game where I had an ADC that just completely carried the game for me, I would still wait and not queue up immediately, because I don't want to risk getting that player on the enemy team the next game. Then I would surely just lose the LP that I just gained. So what if we put all of this into a nutshell? So have a little break before you queue up into your next game. It improves your mental, it improves your consistency by allowing you to have new teammates every game, where you are the only consistent factor. I can say for a fact that there is some truth into doing this, and if this method is something that you can implement into your games, then you will surely climb. I started paying more attention to keeping more breaks instead of queuing up again, and I shot up from barely hanging on to Diamond 4 to climbing to Diamond 2 at the end of Split 2 in 2024. One last thing I want to say is that League is an incredibly complex game, and the things I explained in this video are only small tips to help you on your way when you're climbing. By doing this, you should not expect immediate results or that you'll suddenly be challenger the next day. This is something I found interesting and wanted to share during my climb. Peace.